Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. This episode is from November the 28th of the year 2025. Today's a Friday. Today we're going to have a very interesting show. This is going to be a short one, but a good one. I always say the same stuff, I guess, but I really enjoy these topics. I really enjoy this particular topic. You are not of this world. You have been with me for a while now. Even probably if you have been with me before YouTube on other platforms, as I migrated to this platform, YouTube, what, 2 years ago, something like that. I mentioned many, many times something that I think some people get a little bit nervous or something like that. That is, you, you are not from this world. I actually say it in a real different way. I say we're all aliens, we're all extraterrestrials, we're all ETs in a way. Um, and let me explain that. Your essence, your inner self, your true self, the discovery, what you're going to discover, you want to find who you truly are, is not from this world. And it touches so many fibers because then, oh, we're not, God didn't create this world for humans and humans are not in the image of God. And a very, very attached to religion's beliefs that in a way we are kind of in a special realm. And maybe it's a little bit disappointed that no, we're in a reality, we're in one of many. I don't even can put it in a number. I think it's in the millions of possibilities of realities you're gonna find in all the universe, in all the dimensions, in all the vast, unlimited space that the creation is. There's one creation, there's one origin of everything. But I don't think there's one universe, for example. I think that think of universe like countries and think of solar systems as or galaxies as what's called region states in different countries. Like in the US, it will be Texas, California, and that will be actually a galaxy. And think of solar systems like cities, maybe. And then think of planets like neighborhoods. And then you keep going, you see. Uh, but don't think of the creation as Earth because it's way bigger than that in the sense that it's basically unlimited. There are so many dimensions and it's constantly expanding and there's no limit to it. That's why I share many times that I don't believe distance, time, and speed are those three variables are issues in the universe. That's why I have such a hard time when I explain UFOs and that. And I say the ones we see here, they don't look that they came from another galaxy. There are barely some of them. Yes, they're fast and everything, but just think how much you will need to traverse that if speed was an issue, if time was an issue, which it isn't. In a blink of an eye, you can be here and be in another universe, in another dimension, in another timeline, in so many possibilities, okay? Because we're not from this world. And you might ask, why? Or, what does that mean? Are we aliens? Did we invaded this world? The answer is so difficult. I don't get it myself. I maybe have a couple of pieces of a huge puzzle, and I'm gonna try to kind of build you the idea. But I've said it a few times. We're basically here. And this reality was modified, was created kind of a game, some call it a prison, some call it a school. And I think all of those answers are correct, okay? Depends on the view, on the angle. But we're here, we're not victims. That I want to clarify. It doesn't matter how much we're hurting right now. You're suffering if you're going through financial pressures, if you're going through health pressures, both of them of you or your loved ones. If you're going through emotional pressures, which is a different way. I mean, you could have all three, by the way. You could be suffering financially, you could have health issues, pain, physical pain, and that, and you could have emotional issues as well, depression, anxiety, and many, many others. Okay, um, but in a way, we can hear through empathy. I'm fully sure of that. We can hear because we were asked to come here, and we say sure, and we were given the goods that okay, you're not gonna remember who you are. That's the rules of the game. It's like playing a game, and the rules were very clear. Okay. Um, were those through trickery? Were we, in a way, maybe a little bit innocent or a little bit, uh, I, I can find the word, but were we a little bit, you know, maybe didn't have all the information. Yes, for sure. I don't think we should see it as victims. Okay. I think we should just see it that despite the game, despite that we had our memory clear, conscious memory, I want to clarify, conscious, very important. The memory you're right now, conscious state. That doesn't mean the information is not there. That's why it could be accessed through, um, regular regression therapies. I had recently a guest on both channels, by the way, that chat originally in Spanish was here a couple of months ago. Great guest, Patrick Vargas from Chile. He does something called dimensional or regression, and in a way also called reference as remote viewing or called remote viewing, that you go beyond the regular regressions, which is in physical lives here on Earth, and you find a way there to go to that more spiritual or soul state or astral state where you have done arrangements and all that. But it's so important to understand you're not from this world, and that's why I believe so many of us it's not because we're special. It has nothing to do with that. We constantly get this feeling, I want to be somewhere else. My home is somewhere else. It's very strange because where is your home? Is that another country? Is that, no, it's, all of this, I'm not from here. And they say in the story, I believe, of Jesus Christ, that because he was here as a revealer, he was here more as sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, more than the regular, which I respect profoundly, regular religion-based idea that he was here as a savior. Okay, how did that? I mean, I don't get it. That story that resonated with me. He was a revealer, and he will say, "You are in this world, but you are not from this world." Okay, I know I'm not trying to be a Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to copy Jesus Christ. I'm just telling you, I fully believe inside me, my feeling, my intuition inside me, that's the only thing I can give you. I'm sure if I'm right or wrong, is that everyone listening, everyone out there in the world, everyone, each of us who are not from this world, in essence, or true essence, is not from this world. Okay, sure, the humans are from this world. And there's a huge controversy of what we are, okay? If we were modified for a reason and that, I think the story is kind of there, okay? But that's really, I don't find a lot of interest in that. But discovering who you truly are, for me, is the most important thing you can do in this lifetime. It's going to change your life. I'm not saying you're going to win the lottery, you're going to have a lot of money, your health is going to be perfect, you're going to be happy all the time. Please, that's also an indulgence, that's also a program, that's also something that if they don't get you with suffering, they try to get you with pleasures. We already had a show a few weeks ago about that, a couple of weeks ago, sorry, about that. If they don't get you emotionally, they get you physically, they get you with the pleasures, they get you with the indulgements, they get you with the suffering. How do they get you with the suffering? As I mentioned it, like a dog, okay? A dog wants to stop suffering. That's the reason the dog listens to you, okay? It's pure intuition. It's an animal response. I don't want you to hit me. I don't want you to shout at me. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna follow the guidelines that you say. It doesn't understand the dog that shouldn't, for example, do poop and that kind of stuff inside the house. It doesn't understand it shouldn't scratch your furniture or shouldn't damage your furniture. It's not like we understand that. It's not, oh, this is money. No, nothing like that. It's pure intuition that the dog doesn't want to suffer. And in a way indulges pleasures, you see? That's part of our animal state. That's why they want us. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being an animal, but they really push our animal agenda. That's why the dog, when you're being so nice to the dog and that, the dog is, oh, I'm in zen state. Yes. And that's why I indulge my dog as much as I can, because I know I'm making her day. I have a little female dog, a stray, Mona. And I'm gonna do a show on dogs soon, and I'm gonna give you a picture of her. But that's why. But these beings they're not treating us like dogs. I want to clarify. They use the pleasures. They use the suffering. So we cannot discover who we truly are. Because if we discover who we truly are, we can use that to our advantage. We can surely enjoy the pleasures of the physical life, and we can surely try to avoid the sufferings of the physical life, still understanding who you truly are, not being blind in this reality. We have a support video to watch. I think it's a good one. It's maybe not extremely related, but it's more this feeling many of us get, millions, billions, that, hey, I'm not from here. I'm longing a home that I don't understand where it is. Well, it's somewhere out there, trust me. We are migrants of the universes. We have been so many things in so many places that is very normal, because here we have been so many times in the reincarnation cycle. It's very normal we're kind of homesick of a place that is not in this reality. And that's why you don't understand it. And some get, some get visions and dreams and that of those places that some of us don't understand it. Kind of came to me the experiences I've shared with the Blue Avians when I was young. I'm talking 6, 7 years old. That they will try to explain that to me. You're not from here. You have been with us. You have been so many things. We remember you. Don't forget us. You are gonna forget us as you indulge in this reality, this dense reality. They were very clear about that. You're gonna forget, more than forget, because I didn't forget. And the experience is so live, and as I continue to grow in age, the experience is so beautiful and live. How clean it was, how wonderful it was. But they said you're basically gonna stop having these experiences, and you're gonna indulge in this dense reality, which there's nothing wrong. I don't want to say it's horrible. I just want to say that that this reality is dense, is disconnected from everything else you have been. That's why I should support video together, and I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on this Friday episode. We are not of this world.
Have you ever felt like you're living in a world that wasn't designed for you? Like you're watching life through glass, always on the outside looking in. Carl Jung, the pioneering Swiss psychiatrist, discovered something profound about individuals who experience this deep sense of not belonging. What he found might completely change how you see yourself, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why feeling like an outsider might actually be a sign of something extraordinary within you. But first, let me ask you this: what if I told you that the very thing that makes you feel most different is actually your greatest gift to humanity? Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Yet for some people, becoming who they truly are feels like an impossible task in a world that seems fundamentally incompatible with their nature. According to Carl Jung, there exists a particular type of individual who experiences reality differently from the masses, people who feel like strangers in their own world. Jung discovered through decades of clinical observation that certain souls carry what he called the mark of otherness, a psychological signature that sets them apart from conventional society. These individuals often struggle with feelings of alienation, but Jung believed this wasn't a flaw to be corrected, it was a calling to be embraced. Today, we're going to explore the 8 unmistakable signs that you might be one of these rare individuals. But here's what's fascinating, and what Jung himself emphasized: these signs aren't symptoms of being broken or damaged. They're indicators of a consciousness that operates on a different frequency entirely. Stay with me, because by sign number 7, you'll discover something about yourself that might explain why you've always felt so different from everyone around you. Sign 1, you perceive reality differently. The first sign Carl Jung identified is perhaps the most fundamental: you perceive reality in ways that others simply cannot comprehend. According to Carl Jung, most people live within what he called collective consciousness. They see the world through a shared lens of common assumptions and beliefs. But there are individuals who possess what Jung termed differentiated consciousness, the ability to perceive layers of reality that remain invisible to others. Jung said, your vision becomes clear when you look into your heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens. If you're one of these individuals, you've likely experienced moments where you see patterns, connections, and meanings that others miss entirely. You might notice the subtle energy in a room, sense the unspoken emotions of strangers, or intuitively understand complex situations without being able to explain how. This isn't imagination or wishful thinking. Carl Jung discovered that certain individuals are born with heightened sensitivity to what he called the collective unconscious, the deeper.
Okay, as I said, the support video was not going to be uh, exactly aligned with what I was taking it, talking about this topic. But this idea that you feel strange all your life, by the way, and you have this feeling there's something else. It's like there's a different level you're not seeing or something like that. And I can only share my inner feelings on this. I've spoken a few people about this, and they share my kind of my story in that sense. It's very similar for them. But for example, for me, when I was a child, I didn't understand about economics, money, finances, working, studying, going to college. All of these things were concepts. I'm talking 6, 7 years old, 5 years old. I just felt when I was living in Mexico City, by the way, yes, a city with it's a big city, as most big cities, a lot of people out there in the streets, And I remember telling my parents, why, why? This is not universal. This I know this is not in a way without explaining it, without being able to say why. Just felt this was off, and and of course that mainstream response to that is there's a reason they're out there in the street. Okay, they don't want to work, they don't want to put in the effort, they didn't go to school, they don't have a skill, so they don't find jobs, and they don't find jobs, they become poor, and they become poor, and they start begging and become beggars. Okay, now that's one way. That's the mainstream explanation. I certainly cannot argue with that. A lot of people are going to feel aligned to that. I see it differently. I think people out there in the streets are sharing a message that they also believe this reality is not like that. And there's two kind of people in the streets. The ones that are constantly asking you for stuff and that. Sure, I can understand where they're coming from. But I'm sure, because I've seen it, that there are people out there in the streets that you go and ask, do you need something? No. Can I find you a job? No. Can I give you money? No. Yes, like that. And you don't get it that they don't want your help, but it's because they're just in a way in a bubble. And I do believe a lot of those people that are like that, in total detachment in a way, when they pass, they leave the system. They are very, very, very homesick of who they are. And I cannot tell you specifically who they are specifically, okay? Uh, I think we have been so many things. I don't think we all have shared the same experiences. So you might say I'm Pleiadian and I'm Arturian. Yes, that could make sense. But my only response to that is watch out, because you're probably much more than that. Okay. And if you're just talking about that, some people are in love with the Pleiades and Pleiadians. That's fine. That's fine. And maybe you are going back there after you are done here. That is the transitory state. That air quotes is not dead. Uh, Leaving your experience right now, when your experience ends, I'm sorry, not ending your experience. When your experience ends, that's the moment you go into that transition state. The best thing you can do is listen to your inner light, your true essence. Okay. I don't say if you wanna, it's a little bit catchy or a little bit cheesy to say listen to your heart, but yes, that's it. Because watch out, there's mind still there. The soul has a mind. The soul, the etherical astral body that houses your inner self, your inner spirit, your true self, has the mind still in etherical astral form. The physical mind is out there with your body, whatever it is. Maybe it's you have been incinerated, maybe you have been buried, I don't know. Maybe you died out there in the jungle and no one has found you, your body's out there with nature. But the physical mind is there. But your soul has a mind. That's the thing I say. Oh, only if the soul didn't have a mind, then you will be pure essence and you're gone. Okay. But still, even with that thing of having the soul having a mind, you can still make it in that transitory state if your intention is to leave the system. For some reason, you want to come back, you can certainly do that. I only suggest you do it in your own terms. That means no arrangements, no limiting beliefs, no signing contracts, no signing commitments. Okay. Same thing like buying a house in credit and and with I need to pay at the end of the year a lot and stuff like that, balloon payments and all that. And buying your house cash with your own money. When no one is You're not making arrangements with anyone. Okay? Same stuff. You come back here, you reincarnate, you're in your own terms, you're great. You're great. We're gonna flourish in that. You come back here and you're full of commitments, full of arrangements, full of limiting beliefs, stuff, through guilt, through air quotes karma. That's not karma. Totally disagree with that. Karma is not coming here to suffer because you did stuff in your previous life. Who does that help? Anyone. I mean, not you, certainly. It helps others, by the way, that need that energy to flourish, that negative energy, okay? Again, I don't like talking about them, okay? I've shared many shows in the recent weeks. Trust me in that. So you might want to go back if you are not understanding what I'm trying to say. But the only ones, the one you hear, limited, full of contracts, full of commitments, is the ones that are gonna use that energy over and over again like a battery for their own use. It's unfortunate that they use your sufferings, that they use your indulging of pleasures, that they use your involution, your confusion, your, in a way, not knowing even what's going on. They use it for their own needs. Okay. So some people say, what's wrong with staying in this system? What's wrong with coming back to Earth? Nothing, but do it on your own terms. That's a great thing. Okay. In my case, I already made my decision. I'm leaving this system. They are not stopping me. I'm preparing every day to achieve that. Okay. And I believe it's the programming, the level of chess play. There's a chess game inside the chess game, and if you play chess, I'm not a very good chess player, but I get it that chess is about 10 plays ahead. Okay, it's about seeing the game before things are apparent. You're not gonna see a checkmate immediately or the next step. You need to start seeing checkmates that are coming in 20 plays. Okay, that's what chess players do. But the thing here is this is a chess game inside a chess game inside a chess game. It's like dimensions. It's like three-dimensional chess. Okay, it gets very difficult. And that's why many decide to be fully asleep, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying, I'm just going to enjoy the experience. I know inside me, I kind of know what's going on, but it's so hard even to try to play that three-dimensional chess that I'm just going to indulge the experience. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm very fond of this topic. We're kind of revisited in the next few weeks. I have similar shows. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Take care. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version of this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It's very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you'd like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very